As you can see, it's windy as heck here. I swear I think we're 6 feet closer to Kansas today. I've got to measure it. Anyway, we got to build the top rail today, and I want to take you through that. This is going to be a little bit different. Now, hey, get any kind of value out of this, like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave me a comment. Be like old Paul or Tall Dude. I can always count on Tall Dude. Leave me a comment. Appreciate it. Anyway, now we usually only go 3/4 of an inch on the insulation on the top rail. Now we're going to go 1 inch because here in Oklahoma that makes a difference. It is hot. It's hot today. Look at it. I don't normally look like this, but I was working yesterday outside for a little bit. Now I am just sunburnt, but I've got to power through. I cannot let you guys go without knowing how I made this top rail. This one's going to be 1 inch thick. It's going to be a little more insulation. I'm going to show you how to do it, but let's get inside. It's too hot and windy out here. We're on top of the Scotty here. Now this, you can barely see, is our 1x4, which is really 3/4 by 3.5. And then over here is our other one. And this is north to south. So we're going to make this space available for that rigid insulation. But to do that, we've got to be able to have something to screw the J-rail. It's not J-rail. I know. It's top rail or something. I don't know. We just always call it J-rail here. Don't everybody. Anyway, so we're going to put that here. That's going to not only help hold in our insulation, but also this will nail into the sidewall and kind of tie it all together. Make it all even more sturdy than it already is. So my first step number 1, measure between here and here. And we're right about 19 inches. Now, this one has just a little bit of a bend in it, which means that this bottom one is going to be the shortest piece at 19. Now, the top piece at 3/4 is probably going to be 19 1/8. Not that big of a deal for what we're worrying about, but on the front where there's that big one, you can't cut them all at 19. So you got to be careful. Maybe you cut the first one at 19, second one at 19, then you're going to have to go 19 1/8, 19 1/4. You got to measure that. So the way that we're going to save money on our build is we're going to reuse some of the 1/8 inch Luan that we use on the ceiling. That's 8 feet long. Well, the Scotty is only like 6.5 feet wide. 75, 76 inches. So that leftover, like 19, 20 inches, whatever it is here. And we cut it down. We've already paid for it to build the ceiling. So we might as well reuse it and save some money. So first thing I do is I just cut it too wide. So I'm going to go cut them correctly. I tell you what, did I cut them all wrong? I sure did. Let me go cut these. Okay, I'm back. Cut them properly. Hey friends, you should watch Rob the Rebuilder. He never makes mistakes. He's an expert. All right, so I've got 3/4 of an inch of this. It's 1/8 inch. So it would take, 6 of those? Yeah, 6 1/8 is 3/4. So in theory, if they really are 1/8 inch, they should take 6 of them to build up to 3/4. So this looks like this one fits. So I'm going to make sure I've got little 1 inch brad nails in here. And I'm just going to just click it in right here. Make sure that I don't go inside because I can't see the inside and we do not want that cutting into the inside. So I'm just going to put, maybe 4 or 5 on here. Just, especially at the beginning and too much. Especially at the beginning and the end. And then I'll just bring this one back on top. And we don't have to put a ton in each one because they're all going on top of each other and going through each other. So, if we get 4 on each one, I think we're doing great. And sometimes I might even not go right to the end, except on the last one and the first one. And I may just move in just an inch or so that I'm hitting a different spot. And then you're not always hitting the same spot. And that's going to make everybody happy. All right, I'll finish this up and then I'll get the top rail out and we'll show you what that looks like. before I run this top rail, let me give you another money-saving tip. Now, if you look right here, there's 2 of these spaces that are going to be completely flat. So we don't have to use that 1/8 or 1/4 inch and do any kerfing to hit any kind of curve. This is flat. We need 3/4. We use 3/4 on the floor. It's flat. This is flat. Lay it in here on your 3/4. Hit it a few times. Now you're only doing 1 layer of this. So we're gonna wanna put an equivalent amount of nails in this one just to be safe. Nothing's gonna happen, but you know what? I don't want you calling me when you're going down the road and say, hey, part of my roof fell off. That would be embarrassing. So, look here. 1/10 of a penny. 1/10 of a penny. Brad nails are cheap. Okay, now let me get on to moving the camera. Again, where is Russ? My gosh, he's got to start showing up for work. Okay, check that out. Now I've got these really, these are about, I think, 8 feet long strips. And I need a 1/4 inch because remember, this is 3/4. We built this up 3/4. So we need 1 inch. So to go over the top of this evenly, we need 1/4 of an inch to make 1 inch. So we're gonna take this 8 feet, and I like to use the much longer strips so that I can tie as many together as I possibly can. I think this from the bottom of the floor, and then you follow this curve all the way up and then all the way back down to the bottom. I think it's almost exactly 18 feet. So you're gonna need, you know, what, 2 of these and then another 2-foot section. So if I put this one at the beginning of that run there, and then I came along, let's see, I'm gonna go across that one. I'm gonna be anchored into this one. I'm gonna be anchored into this one, and then I'm gonna be just barely off this back one. So I can nail these in right here, and I am sitting at 1 inch. Now I could stop at 3/4 and just put a 3/4 sheet of rigid styrofoam insulation right there, right here. But I'm gonna do 1 inch, just because I think it's gonna make a big difference here in Oklahoma. So it's just gonna sit like this, and then the foam will sit right in here, and it'll be just fine. It'll be delightful. So, hey, that's how we're gonna make our top rail on this 66 Scotty. And then I'm gonna put the foam in, and then I'm gonna tape it down a little bit, not much, just, you know, because, you know, it's not windy inside. And make sure that it sticks where it needs to stick, and then I'll get the skin put on. And we're about in the home stretch. It won't be much longer, and the customer's gonna be here for the big reveal. And I really think she's gonna be excited.